dear students. Hope all of you are doing good. Stay home, stay blessed. Today we are going to learn heart structure and its function. Keep your textbook near to you and a pencil also. To learn about the external structure. Okay, heart is made up of cardiac muscle. What is meant by cardiac? Cardiac is related to heart. Okay, so heart is also called as myogenic. Myogenic means it can rhythmically contract and relax. Understand? Myogenic means it can rhythmically contract and relax. For this, heart has special features inside. The heart is really two pumps side by side. The right side of the heart pumps deoxygenated blood to the lungs, and the left side of the heart pumps oxygenated blood to rest of the part. Heart has 4 chambers. All of us we learn about this one in grade 8 and 9. Okay, but now we are going to just brush up our knowledge. So there are 4 chambers: right atrium and left atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle. But you have to take care that when you are facing the picture of the heart, your left side will be the right side of the heart and your right side will be the left side of the heart. So that you should keep in your mind. So the right atrium receives blood from the vena cava. Vena cava is the blood vessel which carries deoxygenated blood from all part of our body to the heart. Now you check the picture, then it will be more clear. The left atrium receives blood from pulmonary veins. So pulmonary veins is another blood vessel which carries oxygenated blood from lungs to the heart. So for this, first the right atrium will be filled with deoxygenated blood and that give to the ventricle, and the left atrium at the same time filled with the oxygenated blood and that give to the left ventricle. So depend upon its function, there are some changes in the wall thickening. The left wall of the ventricle is thicker than the right wall of the ventricle because it should pump blood to all part of the body. So it should create a high pressure to pump the blood. And in the case of atria, the atria is lesser in thickness than ventricle because atria should pump only the blood to nearest ventricle. But the ventricle should pump the blood to different distance, so it should have a thick wall than atria. Now we have to look into valves in heart. So there are many valves in the heart. Why we need the valve? Because we have to pump, the heart pumps the blood only in one direction and it never go back to the place which it come and never it mix up. So there are 2 sets of valves in heart to prevent the backflow of the blood and to keep the blood flowing in one direction. So what are the 2 valves? The atrioventricular valves and semilunar valves. The atrioventricular valves are again named in different. One is tricuspid valve that we can see on the right side and bicuspid valve on the left side. Semilunar valves have no another name, it is the same. What is atrioventricular valve and what is semilunar valve? Okay, so atrioventricular valve are found on each side between the atria and the ventricle. So there will be 2, we told. In the right it will be tricuspid valve and the next left side it will be bicuspid valve. Okay, so because why? the right side there is right atrium and right ventricle, and left side it has left ventricle and left atrium. So there is tricuspid wall on the right side and bicuspid wall on the left side. When we come to the semilunar valve, it can be found at the base of pulmonary artery and aorta. So what is pulmonary artery and aorta? We told before. These are two blood vessels which carry the blood into and away from the heart. So these valves close to prevent the backflow of blood into the ventricle. Now you can understand that why these two blood never mix up. The deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood are circulating our heart simultaneously. Still they are not mixing up because when each are functioning, these valves close and open to regulate the onward direction and to prevent the backflow. I'm going to explain about the cardiac cycle. So what is meant by cardiac cycle? Cardiac, the word related to heart, I told before, okay? It includes contraction and relaxation of heart walls and chambers. So there are three steps in cardiac cycle: the arterial systole, ventricular systole and diastole. The systole word means it is the contraction, but diastole means it is the relaxation. So this contraction and relaxation makes the heartbeat as lub dub, lub dub. Like that we are saying the heartbeat. Lub means the systole or the contraction. The dub means it is the relaxation. So where this contraction and relaxation happening? In the atria and ventricle. Who helps for it? The valves help for it. Okay. So now we are going to say the details about it. Closely watch the picture. Okay. So in the first one, the arterial systole, the atria contracts, then blood push into the ventricle. That time bi and tricuspid valves open. So semilunar valve closed because it has no function over there. Okay. So now come to the second picture, the ventricular systole. In the ventricular systole, what will happen? The atria relax and ventricle contract. So what will happen? The bi and tricuspid wall also close. Otherwise the blood will go back. Okay. So the semilunar valve will open, and that from the ventricle the blood will taken by the pulmonary artery to the lungs to get the oxygenated blood. In the third picture, so the diastole. Diastole means the relaxation. So atria and ventricle will relax. The bicuspid and tricuspid valve open. Semilunar valve closed. Then the voice of Deb can listen. Before, in the ventricular systole, that means the second part of the picture, there we can see the lub sound. So the systole and diastole makes a cardiac cycle. And from the pulmonary artery, the blood will reach us to the lungs to get oxygenated blood, because lungs is giving us oxygen, isn't it? So from there, the oxygenated blood carried by pulmonary vein to the left atrium, and from there, from the left atrium, it gives to the left ventricle. So then left ventricle it gives to the aorta, and that aorta supplies the oxygenated blood throughout all of our body. Now you understand, the deoxygenated blood reaches on our right side, and oxygenated blood reaches on our left side. Sorry. So these two blood never mix up because of the help of the valves. So they are doing simultaneously, but still it never mix up. That point you have to keep in your mind. Okay. Now you understand all the structure of the heart and its function. Hope you will learn clearly all these concepts and try to solve the question which I kept at the end of this video. Okay, I think it is useful for you, and we uploaded the homework in the Moodle. You have to check that one and try to solve everything. Okay, so stay at home, stay blessed, stay safe. Thank you for listening. Inshallah, we can see the next week. So good luck.